Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Municipal Golf Course, 3130 East Silver Springs Boulevard, any Wednesday at 6:30 a.m., and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
The beloved Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life, is live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater, now through December 19th. Retold as a radio play on Christmas Eve 1946, this faithful adaptation of the film is the heartwarming story you know and love. The show magically brings to life George Bailey and all your favorite characters. Ring in the holidays with It's a Wonderful Life at OCT. It's a wonderful tradition for the whole family. Call today for tickets, 352-236-2274.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Sold.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Helps when you actually push the microphone button. People can hear you a little better. Galen, on the line with us, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions about how they're handling the COVID-19 issues, give them a call at 352-854-6262. We'd like to thank JustShip.net. They flipped the script in shipping. Before, you had to take your item, you had to package it up, you had to securely put it into a box, take it to the UPS store, the post office, stand in line. Then you had to pay the postage and get it off, and hopefully it gets there by the time you need it to. Well, Just Ship is taking that aggravation away from you. You just go on to JustShip.net, make an appointment for pickup. They come pick your item up for a small pickup fee plus postage. They'll take your item, they'll box it up, they'll wrap it up. They'll go stand in line at the UPS store or the post office, saving you time and money. Time is money, so they save you money on top of money. JustShip.net. And, of course, Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. Penn Flooring is a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs. They have experience in both commercial and residential flooring. Go see their expansive showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, or give them a call, 352-351-3420. Galen, before we went to break, I was going to tell you a story about the only time that I ever was worried about actually getting expelled from an event, and it will lead into what we need to talk about after this story. The Urban Meyer thing didn't bother me a whole lot because go stand in the hot sun and can't really see anything at all. It was a waste of time anyway. But my first year that I was in radio, I was working for a little radio station called WMOP. It had just been bought by a guy named Brady Ackerman and another guy named Chris Doring. And they sent me off to the Players' Championship to cover the Players' Championship and do live updates and all from the Players' Championship. And so I'm there, and it's the year that Tiger Woods had pulled out after 9 holes because he was 6 over through 9 holes, and he had blown, his knee was an issue, he said, and everything. And so I'm filming as he jumps off the flash stand and takes the stairs to the clubhouse 2 at a time. Well, a guy with a bad knee taking the stairs 2 at a time, something didn't sit right with me, and I got it all on video. So I talked with a colleague of mine that you know real well, and he said, go ahead and post that on Twitter. I can't because I work for the PGA Tour, but you should probably post it on Twitter to be good for your career. So I put it on Twitter. 30 minutes later, I'm sitting in the commissary area of the Players Championship Media Center, and Chris walks in, the head of media relations, goes, "I need you in my office. Come with me." I went, uh-oh. So I walk in Chris's office. He goes, "See this right here?" And he pulls up Twitter on the computer. He goes, "That needs to come down, or you need to give me your credentials, and you'll never work another PGA Tour event again." Because I had posted Tiger Woods taking those stairs 2 at a time and went, "Bad knee, ? On my Twitter account.
Sure.
PGA Tour did not like that. And it's
No.
the only time I was ever intimidated, and I took it down immediately and everything. Now, 10, 11 years in, if he'd have said, "You do this, take this down, or you not have any media credentials again," all right, well, I'm recording this meeting too, and now I'm going to put on Twitter that you just threatened to take my media credentials if I didn't take something down that made Tiger Woods look less than Tiger Wood-esque. So I would do it differently now. But then, first big tournament I'd ever been to, "Yes, sir, I'll take it down right now. I can take it right down, right? Certainly. Never deny me." I wouldn't do that now, but I understand. Back then, I understood why I did it. I was green, and I was scared to death that I was going to lose my credentials forever, and that it may bleed over, that I may not be allowed into any sporting event. And I'm working sports talk radio. That wouldn't have been good. But that's just the one time I got intimidated by the media director of the PGA Tour. And, it was over Tiger Woods and his knee. Speaking of Tiger Woods, or should we say Charlie Woods, because it looked like yesterday when they needed a shot to keep that streak of 9 straight birdies going, Tiger made some shots, but 12-year-old Charlie Woods made some hell of a shots too.
Yeah, well, I think we kind of knew that coming. They shot, 56 yesterday or
57.
something?
57.
Yeah,
one
57.
One off the tournament record.
Yeah, pretty incredible. So, the Charlie is going to be a stud. The only thing that get away with Charlie is Charlie. So, that's just kind of the way it is.
And you can see some of that fire in Charlie, just like his dad had. You can see that face get twisted up with a little anger after hitting some shots a couple times. The only problem yesterday was they were 10 under going into yesterday. They shot 15 under, 57 to finish 25 under. Only problem was that's 2 strokes out of the lead. They finished second because John Daly and John Daly the second, they also shot 15 under yesterday, shot a 57 yesterday, and they win at 27 under. And by the way, on Saturday, John Daly the second played out of his mind. He is a college golfer at Arkansas, and he played really good. Yesterday, Dad's the one that slammed the door on that back 9. John Daly looked like he was in PGA Tour form again, as he just made every shot yesterday coming down the back 9 to make sure that him and his son won that tournament.
Well, I think I think John Daly's one of those guys. He's just good for the tour because he's entertaining. I think a good weekend for golf because Tiger Woods is golf. So it'll be interesting to see how much he plays.
Hey, and bombed the ball more than a few times. Bombed the ball past Justin Thomas on this surgically repaired leg that a lot of people thought 10 months ago he may lose.
Yeah, JT isn't a long ball hitter though. Tiger is.
Hey, I heard one of the dumbest things though, and I saw it on a Twitter account yesterday, and I thought. I literally never respond to Twitter or anything like that, but I saw this and I go, "You, sir, are an idiot." And that's the only comments I put on it. "You, sir, are an idiot." And since that, my comments got like 38 likes from people and everything on his Twitter account, this guy that I know Twitter account, because he put, "I don't know why you people don't understand this. Tiger Woods got in that automobile accident on purpose so he could have a better story than Ben Hogan because he'll never catch Jack, so now he's got to try to be better than Ben Hogan." And I go, "You, sir, are an idiot." That's all I put.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
That's all I put.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I mean, that's a dumb thing to say.
Conspiracy theory that he purposely almost kills himself so then he could look better than Ben Hogan. "You, sir, are an idiot."
Really? Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's dumb.
I read that.
Dumb.
When I read that, I go, I know the Democratic Party says some dumb things, but this may be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It literally may be.
It's pretty stupid.
Speaking of pretty stupid, wow. I don't know if it was stupid, but it sure was ugly. that football game last night between the Saints and the Buccaneers. I mean, the Saints have the Bucs number. They beat them all the time. The Bucs. I think they're right now they're on a 5-game win streak or something against the Bucs. And it doesn't matter who's in there quarterbacking. It doesn't matter who's playing. It just seems like the Saints figure out a way to beat the Bucs. And last night they field goaled them to death. Oh wait, it didn't matter they field goaled them to death because the Bucs didn't score a damn point.
Yeah, I mean they missed field goals, turnovers. Tom Brady has more interceptions against the Saints than any other team. They just own him, right? They just own him in the regular season, and I find it comical.
And last night, that was just an ugly, ugly football game. There was, I mean,
really was.
You found I always say, is Jameis Winston the best option in New Orleans? And after last night, yes, he is. And that's scary. Hill's a good running back. He's not a good quarterback, and he's the second string guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, what they have the guy Trevor Siemian was in there before he got hurt. I mean, they're just trying to get through. But the only person who got that game right last night, if you look at the NBC people, everybody picked the Bucs except for Drew Brees. He's so smart. Shocker.
He's so smart.
Shocker. Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, nothing about that football game. If I'm watching that football game and I'm one of the other 30 teams in the NFL, nothing about that game tells me that Tom Brady is unbeatable. Because, by the way, he lost last night. And that offensive line looked terrible.
Sure.
It looked Cameron, what's his last name? The defensive tackle that was all-world last night. Cameron Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Had 2.5 sacks, had 3 hurries. I mean, he was just in Tom Brady's grill the whole night. And
all night.
It looked like a debacle from the very beginning. Now, mind you, Chris Godwin and Michael. Why can't I call the Buccaneers?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, both hurt during the game, and then so was Leonard Fournette. So Tom Brady was down to his really only option was Gronkowski. And when you know there's only one option, really, you can key on that. But yeah, they were a little light last night through attrition in the game and everything because Godwin was having a good game till he took that was an ugly hit, the way he bent back and his head bounced on the ground and everything.
Sure.
That was ugly. So, but it just wasn't a good look for the defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers.
No, they looked terrible, and their offense couldn't get going. Every time they got into the red zone and they would fall apart. Brady fumbles or throws a pick, or they miss a field goal, or you name it. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So let's see how the Bucs respond. I mean, this longer season, I really think is going to be an impact. Plus, the NFL's handling of the COVID is pretty terrible.
Because they got 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, and then the game Thursday.
Yeah, and again, I just don't really understand any of it. So, if you're they changed the rules mid-season from if you're vaccinated or not. So let's see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, but I don't understand the NFL stance, and here's why. All the reports say, yeah, there's a new variant out. Yeah, it's taken, but it is not a death toll type variant. It's not. It's a mild version of the Delta. It's more contagious, but it's milder than the Delta. So now it really is like a flu variant, like you've been saying the whole time. It's just another version of the flu that can kill you, but just another variant of COVID. And the NFL seems to be getting tighter and tighter when I think you should get looser and looser. You let people play with influenza all the time. Hell, Michael Jordan will tell you, hungover, but he'll tell you it was the flu. You let these things happen all the time, but yet because Joe Biden says that this is something we got to do, I guess the NFL's in his back pocket. I don't know. It seems stupid to me the way the NFL's tightening more and more when everybody else is loosening up more and more.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, these are some in shape individuals.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. At some point, we have to turn the corner. I mean, but from a public perspective, they can't allow players to play with COVID. They just can't.
What's the
Right,
difference
the
between
world would
COVID?
literally
But what's
end.
the difference between COVID now and the flu now? What is the difference now?
CNN, MSNBC.
Who gives a damn about
Joe
those
Biden.
stations?
Oh my gosh, people would. That's half their base. You got to remember where these huge markets are at. They're in L.A. They're in New York. You know,
Well, then
they're
why
in
isn't L.A.
Chicago.
when I watched the Chargers game this weekend? Why wasn't everybody in the stands in masks if they're so geared up that COVID is
it's a fair
the
question,
be all
man.
end all?
It's a fair question. It's a fair
You know,
question.
I would watch the game in Inglewood with the Chargers. Nobody was masked up in that game. Nobody was sitting, 3 people, then 3 empty seats, 3 people, 3 empty seats.
Agreed.
Don't be a hypocrite. Either you think COVID's a death knell and you want to stay locked down in your house, or it's not a death knell and you go to stadiums, you pack it in and you watch football. What the hell? Make a decision.
Well, I mean, they were spatially distanced to the Jags game yesterday.
They have been for 25 years. The Jags, when they said you had to social distance at a Jags game, people got pissed. That meant they had to sit closer together.
That's correct. Like, oh my gosh, I have to be 6 feet from everyone?
God,
Wow.
Before I bought tickets where I was 130 feet from the closest guy. What the hell's going on now?
How about the guy did you see the guy who ran into the end zone during the touchdown?
Yeah.
He was wide open. I mean, they could have given him the ball.
That I can't believe that doesn't happen more in Jacksonville. Knowing my hometown, it's surprising that doesn't happen more, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
To be really honest with you, it's surprising it doesn't happen more. But
That's fair.
But does the NFL look like it's got egg on its face because of how it's handling this COVID, or does it look like it's doing what a good steward of keeping everybody safe would do? See, that's the question.
It's a fair question. I'm not. I don't know. I really think that everybody's just trying to figure it out. Now Omicron's coming and people are freaking out, even though I think there's been one death attributed to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at.
Like in Florida, the rate of COVID infections with Omicron being here now is starting to rise again. But the deaths still keep falling. So now, more people, by the way, more people were killed worldwide last month, in the month of November. More people died worldwide last month from influenza than they did COVID.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
So,
but you're not allowed to talk about that.
But for some reason, that we're not hearing all of that. But that's a fact.
Yeah.
The World Health Organization, if you go look at the World Health Organization and look at the two comparisons, more people died of influenza last month in the world than they did of COVID.
Yep.
Why aren't we freaking out? Well, shut the world down. Influenza's here.
Sure. Absolutely right.
But I just don't understand when is that. You're right. You had a very good statement. We need to turn a corner. But I don't think politically turning a corner is good for the people in charge, or they don't think it's good
No,
for the
absolutely
people
not.
in charge.
Other than DeSantis, right? I mean, DeSantis is a freedom hero. It's quite to me. It's quite telling when you look at the job numbers and that 1 in 4 of all the jobs that were created in the United States came from the state of Florida.
How crazy is that?
I think anybody who lives here sees that. I mean, when my neighbor, who we'll just say is not a big fan of any Republican ever, opens up our festivities with "I love Ron DeSantis," and I was like, "What?"
Okay, there you go.
I was like, "Well, there you go."
There you
I
go.
followed it up with a "Let's Go Brandon" chant. So yeah, it was a good time.
It just seems to me that whether he does it just out of political, that he was going against the flow of who else was in charge, or if he just he might be smarter being he's, Ivy League educated. He was a JAG for the U.S. Navy
Right.
before he became good. He may be smarter than Joe Biden. That may be it.
Well, he definitely has more wits about him. That's for sure.
Well, he's not going to take his brain out and play with it like it's silly putty. I'll give you that. Somebody sent me a meme the other day. It was so good. It was Jill Biden. It's a picture of her, and she goes, "Folks, you got to stop. He thinks his name's Brandon now."
Yeah, I saw that. It's true. It's true.
And it's sad. It really is sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
we're poking fun and all, something that literally could be. And don't get me wrong, Woodrow Wilson. It's historically been documented that Woodrow Wilson, in the last year and a half of his presidency, was suffered. They didn't call it dementia or Alzheimer at the time, but suffered from those symptoms. It is not a well-kept secret that Ronald Reagan's faculties towards the end of his second term were not what they were at the beginning of his first term. So this is not something new to the White House. No,
and there are all kinds of reports of all kinds of them that just weren't completely there for all of their terms. So, yeah.
Somebody just sent me this meme, and it's so great. It's Ron Burgundy, right? Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries, we investigate why no one ever tests positive for an old variant after a new one is discovered.
That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. I like that one.
That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good.
That's funny. That is incredibly funny.
Oh, that is, and spot on, by the way.
Oh, sure is. Sure is.
So I go in today. I won't be here Wednesday, by the way. It'll be you and Dan Martone.
Uh-oh.
I'm going in for a procedure on Wednesday that they should have done 3 weeks ago while I was in the hospital. But why do it when I was in the hospital when they could do it now as an outpatient and charge for another echocardiogram and another ultrasound beforehand? Oh, it's fantastic. It's a money grab. That's why. But I will not be here with you Wednesday, so I hope you're able to carry Dan. I hope you're able to carry Dan. You carried Joe, and, you did an admirable job, so I hope you can do the same with Dan.
I'll do my best.
Well, sometimes it's got to be a little better than your best when it's Dan. You played golf with him. You know.
Sure.
Sometimes you got to be Charlie Wood when you're around Dan.
Yep.
You just got to be. Hey, Galen, real quick before we go, are you finished? Is everything done? Are the kids and the wife going to be happy come Saturday morning?
Yeah, I've been done for a few months because I wanted to get in front of it because of the supply chain stuff. But yeah, I'm done.
Let me ask you this question: my wife and I have disagreement, and it was she brought it up, and I said I think that's perfect. We don't do a whole lot of Christmas things. She doesn't send Christmas gifts to her family. They do to her niece and nephews, but not to her sisters or her mother and dad.
Sure.
Now, because she said Christmas gifts, we get one or two things, but not a whole bunch, because if we want something, we just go out and get it. So
right.
it's really a whole, just not a whole lot that you can buy for her or buy for me, because if we want it, we go get it. Have you and your wife got to that point yet, or is it because the kids are still around and all that it's still a family Christmas?
We go through spells. There are some times when we do it and sometimes when we don't. But yeah, I think it just depends on where we're at. We do share all the time. We buy each other presents all the time.
Right, exactly. So. That's what we do.
Yeah,
but it's a double whammy for me, because Christmas Day is the 25th, and then 8 days later, Susan's birthday.
Right.
So it's a double whammy for me. And by the way, because she does such a great job on my birthday, taking me on vacations and everything.
Sure.
She ends up getting it's not even. I get the lion's share of the birthday stuff, and it's really not fair to her.
Well,
I know that.
She makes you stuff, and
I know it's not fair.
Your options and opinions.
That's what I'm saying. And I know it's not fair, but recognizing it's not fair, isn't that enough?
Okay. If that gets you through the day, I guess.
I don't know if it'll get me through the day after I said it loud on the radio, though. I don't know. Not real sure how that works.
Just let her win an argument once in a while.
I'm always the way. In an argument we have, because I hate to be just in one of those situations where you're arguing. I'm always the one that goes, look, I was the idiot. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, that's because it's usually true.
No, it's always true.
That's fair.
It's always true. Let's be honest. The reason we argue is because I did something stupid or idiotic. Let's be honest.
Sure. Sure.
Just that's fact. Can't
Correct.
get out of that. Fact. Hey, we started the show off by talking about how much in need there was for donation of blood. Tell people again, I couldn't believe how easy it was when you told me. Tell people again what the total process takes how long?
Yeah, it takes about 35 minutes. So just please get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood. Today we're going to be out in the shores at the Walmart there. So if you have any last-minute Christmas gifts, that's a good time to do it. And again, it just saved 3 lives this holiday season.
Galen, from Life South. He joins us every day at this time. Galen, talk to you tomorrow, pal.
All right, bye all.
We'll be right back after this timeout. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Now that Senate Democrat Joe Manchin says he will not vote for the legislation, it looks like Democrats are not going to be able to overcome Republican opposition in the Senate to pass President Biden's roughly $2 trillion Build Back Better bill. Tom Cotton, the U.S. Senator from Arkansas, says...
At a time when we have almost $30 trillion in debt, this bill would add $5 trillion to it. We have the worst inflation in 40 years. This bill would add fuel to the fire of inflation.
The Republican Cotton speaking there on Fox News Sunday night in America. President Biden's Build Back Better agenda would focus on issues from health care to education, climate change, and tax laws. The NHL and Players Association announcing cross-border games are now being postponed for the upcoming week because of rising COVID cases. And this is USA Radio News.
Folks, you know how cancel culture has affected Mike Lindell. Well, MyPillow may have gotten canceled out of retail stores, but you can save big just in time for Christmas at MyPillow.com. The classic standard size MyPillow that sold in stores for almost $70 is on sale for Christmas for just $19.98. Standard size, $19.98. Queen and king size slightly higher, but only if you go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener square, use my promo code USA, get a MyPillow for that special person in your life. You also get a free press and pack bag so you can take your MyPillow anywhere. Save big on anything on the MyPillow website, but only if you use my promo code USA. Support Mike Lindell and American Jobs. Get the best price ever on a MyPillow, and do your Christmas shopping at MyPillow.com. Promo code USA or call 1-800-951-8175. Merry Christmas.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. The Peanut Proud program is reporting that they are sending 30,240 jars delivering to Cumberland Trace Elementary School in Bowling Green, Kentucky on Monday. The Warren County Board of Education has set up a distribution center at the school building and is delivering relief items to the folks that have been hit by the storm. They're also including Mayfield, Kentucky in that group. This is the most centrally located distribution center that they can find with the capability of handling a large quantity of peanut products, and they're shipping in peanut butter. The Georgia Peanut Commission, along with others, were instrumental in setting up the delivery. The peanut butter and trucking was donated by Golden Boy. Several truckloads of Peanut Proud peanut butter have been ordered from Terra Foods and Kroger, the makers of Kroger, in Albany, Georgia. 2 will be delivered on January the 3rd to this same location. At least one of these truckloads, 28,000 jars, will deliver during next week. This is all part of the Peanut Proud effort, a grassroots organization staffed by volunteers swinging into action when there is disaster, and right now they need relief. Peanut Proud, if you'd like to donate, look at them up on the internet at www.peanutproud.com.
I was probably a little bit like you. There was a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines. I didn't know what to believe, and I tell you, everyone has an opinion. Some of my friends got vaccinated and some were against it. But I knew this was an important decision, so I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. It's your call, so talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Southeast AgNet is social. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, where you can be sure to find all of the agriculture news for the Southeast.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Cloudy skies today with a high of 75 to 81. Cloudy and mild.